So color with me, or do your own hobby with me while I talk to you about my plans for this YouTube channel. And I am going to be looking at my screen to the left of me some and coloring because I'm really excited to have a YouTube channel now, and I'm really excited to be sharing some of this stuff with you guys, but I'm still a little embarrassed to just be like talking to a camera. So I'm doing an activity like coloring, and I think you should do an activity with me. So yeah, get a coloring book or another craft of your own, and let's hobby together. This is the thing that I'm going to be drawing today. So what I really wanted to talk about today while we do our hobbies together is why I am calling my channel Still Trying. So yeah, I'm gonna talk a little bit about that while we color together. So about 3 years ago, I went through some pretty tough and just kind of nasty stuff in my personal life and in my professional life, and also in my spiritual life. I am not going to talk specifics about what I went through in those categories. I may talk about some of it in a future video, but I don't want to talk about that today. What I do want to talk about today is kind of what the root was for a lot of those problems for me was that it just kind of all came from not having good mental health professionals on my team and not knowing how to be my own advocate for mental health. The team I had around me at the time, they were not listening to me. They were not listening to the things I was actually telling them I was struggling with, and they were also doing things that were extremely unprofessional and unethical at the time. So one example of that, just to kind of give you an idea, is that I had a team of, I had a therapist and a psychiatrist, and they would talk to each other, not really to me, about what they thought I was dealing with, and basically like make diagnoses together instead of like really consulting me. Then they would prescribe me really strong doses of medications for certain mental health things that they had diagnosed me for, and they would start me on these medications and then give it like 2 to 3 weeks and then be like, we're not seeing the results that we want to see, so we're just gonna like immediately take you off of these drugs and start you on something else. Which, if you know anything about medications, you know how extremely dangerous this can be, and how unhelpful it can also be, because most medications you need to be on for like at least 6 weeks before you see any kind of like change or help or anything. So yeah, I was starting to exhibit some like really erratic behaviors because of some of these medications, and there was just a whole host of problems in my professional and personal life because of all of this with these this mental health team that I had around me, and I just didn't know how to advocate for myself. I felt so frozen and stuck, and this was the first therapist I ever had, the first psychiatrist I ever had, and I just didn't know what to do or how to get anyone really at that point to listen to me. I got so fortunate though, because when I was at my breaking point, I kind of randomly met this mental health professional, this woman who started to actually listen to me and started to actually see what was going on with some things in my life, And she kind of came alongside me and offered really great suggestions of like things to do and ways to help. And she got a team around me who was great and who actually listened to me. And yeah, I owe a lot to her. But what I also learned through this whole experience, that was about a year of my life, is that I owe a lot to myself as well. Because once I started to find um, mental health professionals who would actually listen to me, and once I started getting like medications sorted out and diagnoses sorted out and all that kind of stuff, I realized that there was a lot of work that I was going to have to do, to like a lot of work that I was going to have to do personally to get my life back on the track that I wanted it to be on. And so while I needed some help, like from professionals with some of that, I also needed a lot of help from myself. And, you know, I could have not studied up on some mental health stuff on my own, and I could have just kept being like really passive about the diagnoses that I was being told, and I could have been really passive about just my own mental health. And I could have said that the work and the time that I was seeing that I needed to spend on myself, in order to get to a place that I wanted to be, I could have just said like that's too hard. I could have given up in a lot of ways at a lot of different points, in this whole process, but I didn't. And when I started being my own advocate, and when I started to kind of take back control over my life, I had this mantra that I started saying over and over and over again, like a million times throughout the day, especially at the beginning when I first started to like take back some control over my life. And that mantra was, "I'm still trying." And kind of with that, like on days where I had, you know, setbacks, or you know, days where it was just like a really hard time or like a really hard struggle, I would tell myself, I'm still trying. And I might like fumble around with my words, while I'm trying to be my own advocate to doctors or mental health professionals, but I'm still trying. Like, I'm still trying to say the things that I'm feeling and stand up for myself. I might have to, you know, once I got kind of further along in my journey, there might be times where I had to pause my day because things, you know, were getting a little overwhelming. And instead of just being like aggravated at myself that I was having to just pause for like a minute or two and take some deep breaths, I would do it. And I would be like, well, I'm still trying. You know, I'm still trying to like have my day. I'm just taking a little pause and taking some deep breaths so that I can kind of regroup my own thoughts. And I'm still trying. And yeah, I just kept telling myself, I'm still trying, I'm still trying, I'm still trying. This mantra also just really helped me, you know, on days that it was near the beginning, of me starting to like get my life on a better track. You know, there were some days that I felt like I was frozen in bed and I didn't know what to do. And I would tell myself, like, keep still trying. Keep, even if it's this seems like such a small thing, like, even if the thing that you can do today is you need to take a sick day from work and you can maybe take a shower, maybe drink some water, you know, just rest a lot. I'm still trying. I could give up, but I wasn't. I was still trying. And then the still trying also has helped me with like, you know, that's a big thing, but also like smaller things of just like, I really want to do this workout video, but it's an hour long. Okay, can I find another workout video that's half an hour long because I think I could do that? Great, find that. Like, you're still trying, even if you're only working out for half an hour instead of an hour. You're still trying, even if you can take a 10-minute walk around your neighborhood. Like, you're still trying. You're still doing it. You're still trying. So this mantra has just become just like huge for me, just to tell myself over and over again, you're still trying, you're still trying, you're still trying. So I started filming some of these times where I was still trying. Like, I would really not be in the mood to cook dinner, and I just wanted to get takeout, and I just wanted to eat fast food, and just like telling myself, that's not what your body needs right now, that's not going to make you feel good. What can you do? You know, do you have a bowl of soup in the cabinet, or you could make that and a grilled cheese? You know, it doesn't have to be these like huge elaborate dinners or whatever. You can make something really easy. That's still trying. That's, you know, it's all still trying. And on days where it's like, you know what, I don't have time to cook, or I don't have the energy to cook, and I am gonna go get takeout, okay, can you choose a little bit of a healthier option on their menu instead of, you know, like having a, you know, a binge or whatever? Can you just be conscious about what you're eating? Great, you're still trying. So yeah, I started to kind of film some of these times where I was still trying, and I found that filming gave me like a lot of motivation, and I also just like really enjoyed it. I enjoyed like finding some fun angles to, you know, take camera shots, or like finding really funny places to like prop up my phone or my camera or whatever. And so I just started to really enjoy that. And when I decided to start posting some of those on Instagram, I had a few people reach out to me and tell me like, me still trying and filming that like gave them motivation to still try different things in their life. And that was pretty impactful for me to hear that maybe something that I was doing that I just thought was like silly, or these just like silly little videos that I was making, people actually were enjoying some of them, and they were actually, you know, helping some people have motivation in their life. And that was pretty cool to hear. So I kind of just decided to, I was like, why not just keep making these, and why not still try on YouTube and see where that goes. So I know that I'm never going to be some kind of influencer on the internet. I don't want to be an influencer. I don't want to have to worry about like what my makeup looks like on camera because I don't know, filming some kind of special ad, or I don't know. You know, this shows I don't know anything about the influencer world, but that's not the goal of this. The goal of this is not to try to become famous or anything like that. The goal is literally to give myself motivation to do some things, to have a fun new hobby, and to maybe encourage some other people to keep still trying in their life. Yeah, if all of this sounds like something that you would be interested in watching, come along with me. Let's still try together. Yeah, my goal is to upload a YouTube video every Friday. They may not always be as long as this one is. They may be like shorter videos like the first one I posted. You know, who knows where this is gonna take me as far as like different kinds of videos that I might post and stuff. But yeah, so I plan to try to post once a week on Fridays, and yeah, I would love for you to come along with me and to still try with me. This is where I'm ending with my coloring today. Not the best coloring job that I've ever done, but I was distracted and talking to you guys, so that's okay. Yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next Friday. Yeah, thanks for watching, and thanks for still trying with me. Bye.